Hello, welcome to My Dreams Academy. Today we are going to see ESET 2020 part 3 video. Okay, already we have done part 1 video, that is 1 to 10 questions, part 2 video, that is 11 to 20 questions. This is part 3 video, 21 to 30 questions. For a sinusoidal voltage or a current, peak factor is, we need to calculate the peak factor. Okay. Before going to see the peak factor, we have to know the RMS value and average value. RMS value is nothing but a root mean square value. And average value of the function. Okay. RMS value of the sinusoidal function is Vm by root 2. This is Vrms. Similarly, average value, okay, the average value for a pure sinusoidal wave for a period is 0, but we consider for a full wave rectifier the average value is 2 Vm by pi. Okay, 2 Vm by pi. Now we need to see peak factor. The peak factor will be calculated like this, that is peak value by RMS value. Peak factor is peak value by RMS value, that is maximum value by RMS value. Now coming to the form factor. The form factor will be calculated like this, that is RMS value by average value. Generally, for a pure sinusoidal wave, the peak factor calculated maximum value by RMS value. And generally, the sinusoidal, that is pure sinusoidal wave, the form factor is RMS value by average value. That is RMS value is this one, that is Vm by root 2, and average value is this one, 2 Vm by pi. The form factor value for a pure sinusoidal wave, that is 1.11. And this will be calculated maximum value, that is Vm divided by RMS value, that is Vm by root 2. That is Vm will get cancelled, that is root 2, that is 1.414. Okay, peak factor is 1.414 for a pure sinusoidal function, and RMS value by average value is a form factor, that is Vm by root 2, 2 Vm by pi, that is 1.11. This is what about the 21st question. Now we are going to see 22nd question. This question is from network theory or electrical circuits. Already we have done this subject. The subject is there in our app, My Dreams Academy app. Okay. Now we are going to see question number 22. The question number 22 is for a series RLC circuit. Okay, the circuit will be like this. R L C. And we have a supply. Yes, R value is not given, C value is also not given, L value is also not given. But voltage across the R is 100 volts, voltage across the L is the 200 volts, voltage across the C, that is 200 volts. Now we need to calculate the supply voltage. Option A, that is 500 volts. Option B, that is 200 volts. Option C, that is 100 volts. Option D, that is 400 volts. Yes. Now we need to calculate the supply voltage. Sir, how we can able to calculate the supply voltage? There is no supply voltage. but the voltage across the resistor is given, that is 100 volts, and voltage across the inductor is 200 volts, and voltage across the capacitor is also given, that is 200 volts. Voltage across the inductor always all the voltage across the capacitor both are same. Okay, voltage across inductor, voltage across capacitor both are same. This is happened only at a resonance condition. This is happened only at resonance condition. What is the resonance condition? What is the voltage resonance condition? That is, whenever XL is equals to XC, whenever XL is equals to XC, it will act as a resonant circuit. That is pure resistive circuit only. Pure resistive circuit only. This is a series circuit. In a series, the current value is same. The current is same throughout the circuit. So I am going to write vector diagram. This is I. Current value is constant. I am taking current value as a reference. Then voltage across the inductor. Voltage across the inductor is leading. This is VL. And VL value is 200 volts. And similarly, the voltage across the capacitor. Voltage across the capacitor is 200 volts. And that is lagging in nature. That is 200 volts. And voltage across the resistor, voltage across the resistor is 100 volts. We know already the voltage across the resistor, voltage across the resistor as well as current flowing through the resistor is in phase with each other, in phase with each other. So this is 100 volts. Now this is a 200 volts in this direction, this is a 200 volt and the direction. Both are same and equal magnitude but opposite in sign, opposite sign. So it will cancel each other, it will cancel each other. So the answer for this one, this voltage and this voltage cancel each other. The remaining voltage is 100 volts only. So answer is 100 volts. Okay, from this circuit, this voltage is plus 200, this voltage is minus 200, plus 200 minus 200 cancel each other. So only voltage, that is 100 volts, only voltage, that is 100 volts. So 100 volt is this one. Okay, in a series resonance condition, the current flowing through this one is maximum, current flowing through this one is maximum. Okay, and resistor across this one is, that is impedance is very less, impedance is very less at a resonance condition, current will be maximum and power factor is unity. Sir, why we have to take the power factor is unity? Power factor is unity because it is only, okay, it is having only resistor, it is having only resistor. There is no inductance effect, there is no capacitor effect in this condition, okay. If you want, I will elaborate this one also, series RLC circuit elaboration. Impedance value Z is equals to R plus J omega L minus 1 by omega C. Whenever XL is equals to XC, whenever XL is equals to XC, this will become 0. This will become 0. So Z is equals to only R. So power factor is UPF, unity power factor, unity power factor. Sir, in a graphical representation, this is frequency, this is frequency, and this is XL and XC. Whenever omega is equals 0, whenever omega is equals to 0, XL is equals to 0, XL is equals to 0. Whenever omega is equals to infinite, XL is equal to infinite. Whenever omega equal to 0, XL 0. Whenever omega equal to infinity, this is XL, XL is equal to infinity. And XC is equals to 1 by omega C. Whenever omega is equals to 0, whenever omega is equals to 0, XL value is infinite. Whenever omega value equal to infinite, XL value is 0, like this. The XL value equal to 0, omega value 0, XL value 0, omega value infinite, XL value infinite. Okay, it is increasing like this and it is decreasing like this. At this point XL is equals to XC, XL is equals to XC. This is called resonance. This is called resonance. It has only resistance. It has only resistance. This is called resonance. At resonance condition, it will act as a unity power factor. It will act as a unity power factor. In the left hand side, so which one is dominating? That is capacitor is dominating. So it is leading power factor. Okay, ikkada capacitor is leading. So leading power factor. In the right hand side, so which one is dominating? That is inductance is dominating. So it is lagging power factor. Okay, this is what about series RLC circuit. And at a resonance condition, XL is equals to XC, it will act as a pure resistor. So power factor is unity power factor, and voltage across the resistor is equals to supply voltage only. Total entire supply voltage will be across the resistor only. Okay, now we are going to see question number 23. So question number 23 is from measurements. Question number 23 is from measurements. W1 and W2 are the readings of 2 voltmeters. Okay, we have a 2 voltmeters, one is W1 and one is W2. Readings of a 2 voltmeters, 2 wattmeters used to measure power of a 3-phase balanced load. Reactive power drawn from the load. Okay, we need to calculate the reactive power. Option A, 3-phase reactive power మనం కనుక్కోవాలి నాన్న. W1 plus W2. Option B, W1 minus W2. Option C, √3 W1 plus W2. Option D, √3 W1 minus W2. Okay, now we need to calculate the reactive power. First of all, we have to see what is active power, what is reactive power, what is apparent power. Okay, the active power P is equals to 3-phase active power. So √3 VL IL cos pi. √3 VL IL cos pi. This is active power, watts. Next, reactive power √3 VL IL sin pi, that is VA. Okay, VAR, reactive power. And next, apparent power is equals to √3 VL IL, that is VA in terms of VA. And another way of representing this one is 3 V phase I phase cos pi, and this one is 3 V phase I phase sin pi, and this one is 3 V phase I phase. Okay na, 3 V phase I phase cos pi, 3 V phase I phase sin pi, 3 V phase I phase. This is what active power, reactive power and apparent power. If you wanted to calculate active power, there is a one method, that is 2 wattmeter method. By using 2 wattmeter method, let us consider this is one phase and this is another phase and this is another phase. If you wanted to calculate the active power of this one, we have to connect 2 wattmeter methods. That is, here 1 wattmeter, this is a current coil and this is a pressure coil, and next this is the pressure coil and this is the current coil. So this is wattmeter 1, this is wattmeter 2. Wattmeter 1 reads, okay, that is W1 is equals to √3 VL IL cos theta minus tau. Okay, and similarly W2 equal to √3 VL IL cos theta minus tau. Okay, this is what W1 and W2, W1 and W2. In by using 2 wattmeter method, if you wanted to calculate total active power, if you wanted to calculate this total active power, what you have to do? Just W1 plus W2. W1 plus W2 will give total active power. W1 plus W2 will give total active power. Similarly, next, if you wanted to calculate reactive power, that is W1 minus W2. W1 minus W2 will give reactive power. W1 minus W2 చేస్తే reactive power వస్తుంది. We'll get a reactive power, but that not a 3-phase reactive power. But that is not a 3-phase reactive power. Okay na? That is not a 3-phase reactive power. Sir, how we can able to calculate 3-phase reactive power? The 3-phase reactive power will be calculated like this. If you multiply into root 3 for this one, it will give 3-phase reactive power. This is 3-phase active power, this is 3-phase active power, and this is 3-phase reactive power. This is 3-phase reactive power. This is what about 23, question number 23. Now we are going to see question number 24. Understood. Every point should be noted, Nana. Every concept is very important. Next question, that is 3 coils. Question number 24. 3 coils, each having the resistance value is 20 ohm, and reactance value is 15 ohm. Okay, now we need to calculate the power factor. Option A 0.2 lag, option B 0.4 lag, option C 0.6, option D 0.8 lag. So every power factor is lagging power factor only. Options are given, all the options are lagging power factor only. So this will be inductive reactive power only. Why? For only inductive reactance only we'll get a lagging power factor. For a capacitor reacting power, we'll get a leading power factor. Now we need to calculate the power factor for this one. Simply what you have to do, that is power factor will be calculated like this, R by Z. Sir, how R by Z? Let us consider right angle triangle. This value is R, this value is X, and this value is Z. This value is pi. Cos pi is nothing but power factor. Power factor will be calculated like this, that is R by Z. So what is the value of R? That is 20. And what is the value of Z? That is 20 square, that is 400 plus 15 square, that is 225 under root. So it will give 20 divided by under root 625. So that is nothing but 20 divided by 25. 5 4s are 5 5s are 4 by 5 is nothing but 0.8 lagging power factor. Okay, the power factor will be calculated like this. How we can able to calculate the power factor? That is R by Z. Sir, how R by Z came? That is cos pi is equals to R by Z from the right angle triangle. Okay na? That is R value is 20 by under root of R square plus X square. Z is nothing but under root of R square plus X square. So it is 625. 20 by under root 625 will give 20 by 25. That is nothing but 0.8 lagging power factor. Okay na? Next we'll go for a question number 25. In case of ideal transformer, no load, okay, transformer is ideal at a no load, the primary supply voltage and current. Okay, this is a transformer. This is a transformer. Vs, Is, primary, and this is secondary. This is primary and this is secondary. And at a no load condition, there is no load. No load. There is no load. Okay, and the to transformer is ideal. The to transformer is ideal. The voltage and current, primary voltage and current, option A, in phase with each other. Option B, out of phase. In phase 0 degrees, out of phase 180 degrees. Option C, perpendicular, that is 90 degrees, mutually perpendicular, that is 90 degrees. Option D, some degrees pi, which is in between 0 to pi to 90. Okay. If it is a practical transformer, first of all we are going to see the practical transformer, then after we are going to see ideal transformer. There is a one no load component like this. There is a one no load component like this. Here, that is active component, and this is reactive component, and this is reactive component. So voltage is same because these two are parallel connection. So I am taking voltage like this. I am taking voltage like this, and the current flowing through this one and voltage. This is a resistor. This is a resistor. So in a resistor, the current is in phase. So working component is this one. Working component is this one, and current flowing through this one. This is a inductive in nature. Inductive in nature. So sorry, this is voltage, and working component is in phase with each other, and this is inductor. This is a inductor. So inductor current is like this, lagging to the 90 degrees. Okay, and next. So what is the resultant of this one? This is I naught. This is I naught. This is for practical transformer. This is for a practical transformer. Now coming to the ideal transformer. For an ideal transformer, there is no working component. That is nothing but I square R losses is 0. I square R losses is 0, or V square by R losses is equals to 0. So there is no R component. There is no R component. So IW value is 0. IW value is 0. So we have only one component. So we will have only one component, that is I mu. Will have only I mu. Now tell me the angle between voltage and current. The angle between voltage and current is 90 degrees. The angle between voltage and current is 90 degrees. So which option is correct? Perpendicular to the 90 degrees. If it is a practical transformer, this answer is correct. If it is a practical transformer, option D is correct. If it is an ideal transformer, option C is correct. Option C is correct. This is what about the transformer. Next we are going to see next question. The question number 26. Question number 26. What is the question? The question is, this question is also from transformers only. 26, that is 10 kVA, 2000 and 400, R1 is equals to 5, X1 is equals to 12, R2 is equals to 0.2, X2 is equals to 0.48. Option A 26, option B 5, option C 10, option D 0.4. Sir, what is the question? The question is equivalent resistance of a transformer refer to the primary side. Okay, equivalent resistance refer to the primary side. If the resistance, entire resistance Okay, already we have seen transformer. This is R1, X1, and this is R2, this is X2, this is load. Okay na? Yes. Next, if the entire resistance is referred to the primary side, then how we can able to calculate the primary resistance, entire primary resistance? Okay, so how we can able to calculate? That is R01 entire primary resistance, R1 plus R2 divided by K square, R1 plus R2 divided by K square, R2 divided by K square. Now, what is R1? That is 5. What is R2? That is 0.2 divided by K square. How we can able to calculate the K square value? Where K is equals to transformation ratio. That is 400 divided by 2000. 0, 0, 0, 0 will get cancelled. 4 ones are 4 fives are. So K value is equals to 1 by 5. What is the K value? That is 1 by 5. Now 5 plus 0.2 plus 1 by 5 square, that is 1 by 25. So 5 plus 0.2 into 25. 25 twos are 50. But here we have a point. So 5 plus 5, that is 10. Okay, equivalent resistance referred to the primary side, R1 plus R2 by K square. Now, if the equivalent resistance referred to the secondary side, that is R2 plus K square into R1. If it is referred to the secondary side, K square into R1. If it is refers to the primary side, by K square. Okay, divided by K square. Multiply with the K square. This is what about question number 26. Next, we will going to see question number 27. That is, in a transformer zero voltage regulation, whether the zero voltage regulation is possible in the transformer or not. Zero voltage regulation should be zero. Okay, so before going to that, we will see voltage regulation formula. The voltage regulation formula will be calculated like this. That is percentage of R cos pi R plus or minus percentage of X sin pi R. Okay, this is what percentage of voltage regulation. When we have to use plus, if it is lagging power factor. When we have to use minus, if it is leading power factor. Now I am going to draw the voltage regulation curve. This is the voltage regulation curve. Okay now, yes, this is a lagging power factor and this is the leading power factor. Now I am going to read the options. What are the options? That is, in a transformer zero voltage regulation is. Option A, not possible. Okay, is it possible zero voltage regulation? Yes, it is possible. This is a voltage regulation curve. Voltage regulation is positive, and here also positive, but here zero. And voltage regulation is negative like this. Okay, voltage regulation is negative. So voltage regulation 0 is possible or not? Yes, voltage regulation 0 is possible. So option A is wrong. Next, option B, possible at UPF, that is unity power factor. This is the unity power factor, right? UPF. This is also UPF, unity power factor. At unity power factor, the voltage regulation is not zero. At a unity power factor, the voltage regulation is not zero. So this option is also correct, wrong. Next, option C. Possible at leading power factor. Option D, possible at a lagging power factor. See, at a lagging power factor, is the voltage regulation is zero? No. At a lagging power factor, the voltage regulation will not be going to zero. So only option is correct, that is voltage regulation will be possible at a leading power factor only. The voltage regulation will be possible at a leading power factor only. Leading power factor only. So option C is correct. This is the question number 27. Next we will going to see question number 28. This is also from transformers only. Question number 28. The maximum efficiency. What is the, at which load? At which load? At which load? At which load? Which load maximum efficiency occurs in case of 100 kVA, 100 kVA transformer. The transformer rating is 100 kVA. S is equals to 100 kVA. And iron losses is equals to 1 kilowatt. And next copper losses is equals to 4 kilowatts. And the options are 100, option B 50 kVA, option C 25.2 kVA, option D that is 70.7 kVA. What we need to find, Nana? Very simple. At which load? Okay, at which load the maximum, at which load the maximum amount of efficiency will occur? At which load? How to find? That is very simple, Nana. What is the total rating? That is 100 into what is the what is iron losses? Iron losses is 1 kilowatt divided by copper losses, that is 4 kilowatt. Kilowatt will get cancelled. 1 by 4, that is nothing but 100 into 1 by 2, that is nothing but 50 kVA. Simple, Nana. Maximum efficiency will occur at iron losses is equals to copper losses. But here iron losses is not equals to copper losses. But at which maximum efficiency will occur? At which load the maximum efficiency will occur? Will be calculated like this. That is 100 under root of 1 kilowatt divided by 4 kilowatt. It will give 100 into 1 by 2. It will give 50 kVA. 50 kVA. Next question number 29. Question number 29. What is the question? That is star connection. Okay, primary is star, secondary is star, primary star, secondary star. Okay, next VL is the line voltage, IL is the line current. Then find V phase and I phase. Option A VL IL by root 3. Option B VL IL. Option C root 3 VL IL by root 3. Option D VL by root 3 IL. We already discussed in our class, that is, okay, in a star connection, VL is equals to root 3 times of V phase and IL is equals to I phase. Phase current equal to line current in a star connection. Similarly, voltage, line voltage is equals to root 3 times of phase voltage. But here we have to calculate phase voltage. What we have to calculate? We have to calculate phase voltage. The phase voltage will be calculated like this. That is VL by root 3. VL by root 3. So which option is correct? This is wrong. This is wrong. This is also root 3 times of VL. This is also wrong. So VL by root 3 and IL is equals to I phase. That is nothing but I phase equal to IL. So option D is correct. voltage, phase voltage is VL by root 3, phase current is IL is equals to I phase. Next question number 30. Question number 30. This is the last question of this session. Okay, last question of this session. Next, what is the question? That is, this question is from auto transformer. What is that? Auto transformer. So the rating of the transformer is 20 kVA, 20 kVA and 50 hertz, 50 hertz. Single phase transformer is to be employed as a auto transformer. So transformer to supply 700 volts, 700 volts, this is 500, 700 volts circuit from 200 volts, 200 volts. What is the voltage ratio? 2.5 and 20. Voltage ratio and kVA rating. Voltage ratio and kVA rating we have to calculate. 2.5 and 28. 3.5 and 28. First we will find the voltage ratio. Okay, before going to see what is the auto transformer, we are going to see auto transformer. Generally the transformer will be like this. The transformer will be like this. Okay, this is mutually, okay, it is a magnetically coupled but electrically isolated. It is magnetically coupled but electrically isolated. Now coming to auto transformer, primary and secondary should be connected only one side like this. Okay, it is magnetically coupled as well as electrically coupled, magnetically coupled as well as electrically coupled. So it is supplying from, one is 200 volts, another one is 700 volts. One side is 200 volts, another one is 700 volts. So we need to calculate the voltage ratio. Voltage ratio will be calculated like this, that is 700 by 200, 700 by 200. So 7 by 2, so 3.5. Voltage ratio is 3.5. So this is wrong, this is also wrong. Option B or option D is correct. Now we are going to see rating of a transformer when it is connected to auto transformer. So we have to see the rating of the auto transformer when it is converted from normal transformer to auto transformer. The rating will be calculated like this. The rating will be calculated like this. That is rating 1 S by 1 minus K. Here the rating of a rating of a normal transformer is 20 kVA divided by 1 minus K. K value is this one, 200 by 700, that is 2 by 7. Now calculate this one, 7 minus 2, 5. 7 into 20 divided by 5. 5 ones are, 5 fours are, 4 into 7, that is 28. Which option is correct? Option D is correct. I will repeat once again, that is normal transformer to auto transformer. Auto transformer specifications are, it is a magnetically coupled as well as electrically coupled. Now the voltage ratio will be calculated like this. Transformation ratio is different, voltage ratio is different. Voltage ratio will be calculated like this, that is 700 voltage divided by 200 voltage, that is 7 by 2, that is nothing but 3.5. Next, similarly the rating of a auto transformer will be calculated like this, that is S by 1 minus K, where S is a ratio, where S is a rating of a normal transformer, that is 20 divided by 1 minus transformation ratio, where the transformation ratio is 200 by 700. So 20, 1 minus 2 by 7, 7 minus 2, 5, 7 into 20 by 5, that is 7 into 20 by 5, that is nothing but 5 ones are, 5 fours are, 7 into 4, 28. That's all about this video, 21 to 30 questions. In the next video we are going to see 31 to 40 questions. Thank you all.